Welcome to The World Awaits.
Travel tales to inspire your wanderlust.
I'm Kirsty Bedford, journalist, editor and travel writer.
And I'm Belinda Jackson, author, travel journalist and columnist, and we're your weekly co-hosts.
Hi there, welcome to our winter series. This week I'm teaming up with my friend and your friend Alaisdair Leith, who is the silent partner normally and our sound producer here at The World Awaits. Hi Alaisdair, it's so great to have you in the studio.
Hi, Belle. Hi, everyone. It's been too long.
It has been a very long time. While I've got you in here, we're going to round up some new travel gear and gadgets. We even have a special giveaway for one of them. We're so excited to be teaming up with Gypsea Loop to give away a gorgeous hair tie bangle. Stay with me. It's an absolute game changer. So stay tuned and we'll share how you can go in to win it. And you'll also find the details on our Instagram as well at The World Awaits podcast. But before we dive in, fill us like it's been a while. So fill us in on what you've been up to lately, Alaisdair.
Well, look, I was really fortunate to be able to stay at the new W Hotel in Sydney. It is so much more than you think it's going to be. So much more. Just absolutely lovely, luxurious, amazing staff, amazing drinks. Yes, they're amazingly priced, but they are very good.
This is the one on Darling Harbour, though, isn't it?
It is
right on Darling Harbour.
Right on the harbour, yeah. Rooftop pools, right? The one in Melbourne, the one in Melbourne's good. The one in Brisbane's meh. The one in Sydney is jaw-dropping.
Really?
It's amazing. It looks out over the harbour. They've got all these cabanas all around the pool area. There is a bar in there. Let me emphasize that there is a bar in there and a second indoor pool for the family. So kids can go to that one. Adults go to the rooftop.
Oh, fantastic. So what are you actually looking out on? Because it's been waiting to open for years, hasn't it? Like it's been delayed. It's been one of the biggest of the Sydney openings. So it sits right at the end of Darling Harbour. So you look out to the
directly onto the harbour. So I don't know if you remember Sydney of old, the IMAX theatre.
Yes. Yeah.
So the IMAX theatre closed, when this all started being constructed. The IMAX theatre is still there. The restaurants have gone from the bottom because that's now the entrance area for the hotel. But you literally look out onto the harbour if you get a room with the side that I had. If you're on the other side, then you get a view of the city.
Which one's better?
Harbour. Is that a question?
Well,
I sent you a photo. It was just beautiful to wake up. And
It looked absolutely amazing. I just thought maybe the city view might be like, gritty urban realism or something that was kind of intriguing. But honestly, Sydney is all about the show, isn't it? It's about the harbour. It's about being glossy and gorgeous and stuff like that. Do you know how much it is to stay there roughly?
So I think it starts around $250 and goes up from there per night. I was in like the $400 range per night.
You were looking at the harbour.
But mine was a suite with a harbour view, so I went as high as I could without getting into the thousands. Which that is a thing, just so you know, it's a thing.
I actually reckon, my gut feeling, based on what I've seen of Sydney hotel prices over the years, I reckon that $230 is clearly a Monday night rate. But that is surprisingly cheap. If you got that rate, I think you'd be like, oh, you'd be cheering as well. Fabulous. And what else have you been up to? Because you do a massive amount of film festivals and conventions like Comic-Con and things like that. So what's been on your radar the last few weeks?
Well, look, one I know you'll be very interested in is the Saudi Film Nights. So it's not called a festival, it's called Film Nights, which I already sparked my interest. So that started Friday night, and it's going through this week and next week as well in both Melbourne and Sydney. So we'll put a link in the show notes to that festival. There's a couple of really, really good films that are being shown that really we would probably never, ever see without this festival. One of them, please forgive my pronunciation, is called Salig. It's an animated, short film that tells the story of a grandmother living among strangers has to face her stubbornly independent nature when she accidentally causes a flood, threatening the house. And apparently there's a lot of commentary between, issues in Saudi society, like rapid urbanization and the tension between traditional and contemporary ways of living, especially for the elderly.
No, that sounds really fascinating because it's real. I mean, that really is that insanely fast transformation of society is something that some people are really questioning. Do we want that? So it's called Salig. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, the other one is actually Saudi's 2023 Oscar submission, which I've been dying to see. It is coming to Netflix in the next month, but you can see it on the big screen as part of the Saudi Film Nights. And it's based on the true story of one of Saudi Arabia's biggest con artists, who makes billions running desperate hustles at a time when money came relatively easy in the region. So it's described as Saudi Arabia's Wolf of Wall Street, and it's called Al Hamor, HA. The cast are visiting as well, so you'll actually get to meet them, and there are Q&As with them as part of these nights.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Well, I mean, I've had a couple of busy weeks too. Last week, I stayed at Bannisters by the Sea, which is one of the 2 hotels owned by the British chef Rick Stein. It's in Bolingbroke on the New South Wales south coast. Gorgeous. It has an incredible seafood restaurant because he is the man with fish. And most of the fish is local there, which is sustainably caught, and it all tied in very nicely with the fact that I was swimming with humpback whales, like not just whale watching. Yeah, he does that. No, you get it and swim with them. But it was insane. I did have a moment when there was a small group of 6 of us bobbing around in our wetsuits, because even though it was New South Wales, you still did need a bit of a wetsuit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And well, that wasn't that bad. We Melburnians are a bit tough with that. Anyway, you can just put a puffer on and forget all of your woes. But there was a point, so the 6 of us in the water, bobbing around, staying together in a huddle, and a pod of whales swimming toward us, and they were racing. They were racing up the coast, and they were really high up in the water, so they just kept. It was like they were running. They just kept puffing, plumes of water up into the air. So they were just steaming along. And I said to somebody, "Do you think is this a good idea?" And she's like, "It's mystical. Just go with it."
Exactly.
Okay, all right. So I went with it. But at the last minute, they diverted and went around us and shot through. And often what they'll do is they'll dive and they'll swim beneath you. But they were on a run. I don't know whether it was a mating run, which sounded a bit curious. You really don't want to be in the path of a group of wannabe mating whales. But it was just surreal. And the hotel is, and that was going out of Jervis Bay, and the hotel is about 45 minutes south of there, and you could actually watch whales from the pool deck. We had a whale scientist with us. It was just insane. And we went out with this group called Wobegon Whale Swims, which I think was really cute. And on the flip side of that, I also went to Dandenong, which is not the Dandenong Hills. It's the other one, the suburb in southeast Melbourne. And I went there because, have you ever eaten Afghani food?
No, I haven't. Always wanted to.
Oh, transform your life. It is so good. The bread. They do a stuffed giant ravioli with yogurt over the top of it, called manti, which is just sensational. And this was an event run by the Australian Society of Travel Writers, of which I'm a member. And we stayed in the 1-year-old holiday in at Dandenong, which, if we're talking sustainability, it used to be the old Telstra exchange. So it could be referred into a hotel. I know, it's quite weird. I kind of like that. They're not just pushing down a building and then building something new. And yeah, it was it does the job. If you've got to be in Dandenong, you may as well have a nice, modern, clean hotel. And, it does what it says on the tin. And really great rates, at about $180 a night. And then the next morning we went to the Dandenong markets, which are having a bit of a revival, and we ate fabulous food from Afghanistan. It was sort of Vietnam, Pakistan, name all of the arms. It had food going on there. But there was also a New Zealand hangi there.
Oh, wow. In the ground.
Right. it's markets.
Oh, okay.
Like Latino street snacks, and it was just phenomenal. So, you live near Queen Vic Market, and that always gets a huge amount of love, but Dandenong was just as much fun. And if you are looking for a fantastic day out, it is like, we say Melbourne's multicultural, but until you go to places like this, you're like, every man and his dog is here. There's everything from Uzbeki to Uruguay, and it's just it's phenomenal, and it's a really great way to showcase Melbourne, I think. Hey, Alaisdair, remember in Melbourne a few weeks ago, you stood me up.
Wait. Kirsty stood us up.
Oh, she did.
Is the correct.
Can I just say, I was the only one there. I had to take my own friends. Hello, thank you, Paul from Luxury Escapes, Paul Try, who came along with me, to this new bar that's opened in Melbourne, because you both stood me up. And the bar, you won't forget the name. It's called Brass Monkey. Is actually a bar downstairs in Hardware Street, right in the centre of the city. So it's a basement bar. What it gives it the travel application that makes it get on, like, I just thought I've got to tell you about it because it's so cool, is that this new bar, they call it a love letter to Melbourne. So when you go onto the menu for it, it's a cocktail menu, because I know you don't mind a cocktail or two. So each of the cocktails is in the signature cocktail range is inspired by a region around Victoria. So you've got the Dalesford Cooler Spritz, which has got vodka and rosella jam and juniper berries in it. And then there's an Otway lychee teeny. So vodka, elderflower, and a bit of lychee in there, which I thought was just really cute. I really liked the Ballarat Star Martini. So it's got vodka, passion fruit, chocolate, all of that sort of deliciousness with a Del Zotto Prosecco in there. So it's really Victorian. And when you go onto the food menu as well, you'll find I had a cheese platter. My goodness, I think it's one of the best platters I've had. I was just like an animal. I just come from a lunch, and I was meeting you guys. So for what I absolutely mainlined, it had locally made salamis, with things like pepperberry in there. There was mortadella, and the cheeses were just sensational. They had things like, from King River. There's one called the Long Paddock Bluestone, which is from Castlemaine. And seriously, I'm going to drive to Castlemaine to get it because it was just sensational. So you get to try these local cheeses, really local, not local, but from all around the state. And that's right in the centre of the city. So if you have got somebody in town that needs a bit of a Melbourne hit, I would take them here. They've also got, their wine list is really representative of all of the wine regions around Victoria. So some absolute classics like the Oak Dean Sparkling from down on the Bellarine Peninsula. You cannot go wrong. It's, as Molly Meldrum would say, do yourself a favour and get into Brass Monkey. Have a Victorian experience. And yeah, so that was my very, very big week.
I'm very jealous. That sounds a lot more fun than my week. We will drop the websites for those awesome hotels and experiences in the show notes, which you can see on our website and on the podcast's Instagram, which is The World Awaits Podcast.
You're listening to The World Awaits Winter Series. We'd love it if you could give us a rating or review. On Apple Podcasts, click on our profile, scroll down to the bottom to ratings and reviews, and hit those stars. And if you're on Spotify, go to our main page and click the 3 dots under our photo.
So this week we're talking about the best travel gadgets. Alaisdair's bringing the tech, and I've got a cute little few pieces of gear that will just make life on the road easier and sometimes a bit more stylish too. So this is the Gypsea Loop Hair Tie Bangle. Now, this is for people with lovely locks of hair that they tie out, right? So I don't know if you're in that.
Can't relate. Yeah. Don't know what you're talking
about. Sorry about that. He has very manly trimmed hair. When you see a photo of yourself and you're somewhere fabulous and stylish and, you're drinking cocktails and stuff, and then you look and you've got like a hair tie stuck on your arm, and it's like, okay, so it's not a great look, okay? And it also sometimes cut your circulation up on your arm. So what this does, and this is really, really clever, and it's invented by an Australian travel writer as well, it's a bangle that what you do is you slip your hair tie into it. So it becomes part of the design of the bangle, and it can be any colour. These bangles come in silver and plated gold. So you pop the hair tie in it, And that's part of the style. And then if you just need to tie your hair up, you're just whipping it off the bangle and tying your hair up. And you don't have that ugly looking, thing that's crushing the circulation in your arm all of the time, which is a bit gross. So you don't have the hair tie on there. You never lose your hair ties as well. And you can mix and match. So if you're wearing blue, then you put your blue hair tie in and into the bangle. And when you see the photos on it, which we'll put on the Instagram, it will all make sense for you. And we have a giveaway for this. So we have teamed up with Gypsea Loop to give away one of these gorgeous bangles. All you've got to do is email us at hello@theworldawaits.au. Tell us where you would choose to wear this Gypsea Loop hair tie bangle and why. And we're going to give you bonus entries if you follow along on Instagram via the World Awaits podcast and Gypsea Loop, that's GYPSEA Loop. Like the post and tag a friend who needs a hair tie bangle in their life. And they're just gorgeous. They're stainless steel. The lucky winner we will announce on the podcast and via Instagram after the end of the winter series winds up on the 28th of July. So how exciting is that?
Very exciting. I know you're very excited about this.
I am actually. And the travel writer, if you go onto that website, then you'll find the Blonde Nomads is the name of the travel writers, Tracy Morris, who invented it, and she has just launched it in May, so it's sparkling new, fresh out of the box, and I think she's found a really great solution. This is the woman that travels for a living, so she knows what she's talking about. So that's my first one. Very excited. Alaisdair, take me to the text, lady. Sing me tech.
Well, look, you actually inspired this pic. You sent me a text saying, I need a power bank, all in capitals. And I imagine that you were somewhere at one of these hotels wanting to get in touch with your family or take a photo, and you were down to maybe 10% on your phone.
I was on a boat. I was on a whale boat, and whales everywhere, and I'm running out of battery, and I'm like, seriously. So tell me, go on, solve my life, please.
There are tons of power banks out there, right? You can get a $10 one off Amazon. You can get a $200 one like I did, imported from America, because it has all the bells and whistles and does everything that you'll ever need. I went in the middle here. This one's called a TG90. It is a 10,000 milliamp power bank. What does that mean? That means you could probably charge your phone twice to 100% with this fully charged. And it does work on all phones, which is something very important. When you're buying a power bank, make sure it's going to work for your phone. So this one works for iPhone, Android. It does have a heated vest. So, when you're charging your phone gets a bit hot. Because you're using a power bank, the power bank also gets hot. This has a cute little vest on it to kind of allow that heat to escape and not wreck the power bank or your phone.
I know what you meant when you said heated vest.
Yes.
Okay. I thought I'd just let you play along. I actually checked it out, and it says that it can charge an iPhone 14 Pro twice over and a Samsung S20 1.5 times. So there you go. So is it big? Is it small? Is it stylish?
It is small. It is black. It is sleek. I would say it's probably one of the most stylish out there, because some of them are big and bulky and horrendous to look at. This one you could easily slip into, your bag, a travel pouch, anything like that. It's going to fit comfortably and not stick out and protrude. If you do have other things that you want to charge, like an iPad or tablet or anything really, with a USB-C socket, you can charge that from here as well. You may just get different results in relation to how often you can charge it.
Oh, that sounds so great. Yeah, because I'm cabled out. I'm up all the cables.
We all.
Head. Yeah. So my next thing, which was also inspired from, I got a lot of inspiration on this whale swimmer as well. We were talking about preserving, oceans environments and making them still safe for the animals that have to live in there, not just us who jump in and pollute the joint. And we were talking about reef-safe sunscreen, which I don't think it's enough of a play in Australia, especially when we keep talking about the Great Barrier Reef having so many challenges. The reef is dying. This is something that everybody can do to stop that. This one is it's a water-resistant, reef-safe sunscreen called Sun Butter, and it's manufactured on the Mornington Peninsula. So it's Australian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? And we actually used it on this whale swim, so I could feel it on my skin. It felt like you were putting a moisturizer on. And the company that we were using, Woebegone, the owner of that company, Dylan, is like you, quite a strawberry blonde veering into the red sort of scale. So, we're talking people that fry in the Australian sun. And he said he uses it this guy lives on the water and he uses it all of the time. The active ingredient is zinc oxide. So that's which is a really great blocker. And then it's got natural ingredients that don't pollute the sea. So it's got coconut oil and castor oil. And they do a tinted version as well, if you just want to smooth it all out, if you've got too many freckles from being in the sun at the end of summer. So it's made locally in a solar-powered factory. The entire production is plastic-free. It doesn't use palm oil. And after having a chat with them, they also have babies. So recently had a baby who's 11 months old, so the makers. And so they're all about babies at the moment. And they are launching, they tried it on their own, they put it on their own kid. So it's baby free. It's baby free. It's suitable for babies. And they are actually launching a new baby range. And the other thing I liked about it was it's in a tin, so it's not in glass and it's not in plastic. And it is under the 100 mil limit, so you can put it in your carry-on or your handbag, and you're not going to get it ripped off you by customs. Or when you're going through airport security as well.
Yeah.
And it's about $25 for that tin.
Okay.
So that's my tip. There you go. All right, go on. Let's go best tech now.
All right. Look, this one is on the expensive scale, so I will be upfront about that. It is a pair of sunglasses, but these are just not any plain sunglasses. These are the Ray-Ban Meta headliners. Now, what is so great about this? Well, it has a 12 megapixel camera, 5 microphones, and 2 speakers. So it connects to your phone via an app. You can take photos, you can take video, you can stream video to Facebook and Instagram. You can listen to music, you can video call, and do all of that stuff. The open-ear speakers are loud enough so you can hear it, but no one else around you can.
Really? So if you're sitting on a plane, can the person beside you hear them?
I don't know about a plane. Haven't tried it in that environment because I think that would look weird sitting there with sunglasses on listening to music.
I wear my sunglasses in the plane sometimes when I'm trying to sleep and I don't want people looking at me. I just wait. That's terribly vain, isn't it?
But look, I actually dove in and bought a pair. And, well, look, funny story. I bought it, I used it a couple of times, and then I may have had a few too many cocktails at Christmas and jumped in the pool with them on, rendering them useless.
No.
So the downside is they're not waterproof. Take it from me. However, the photos and the videos that I got from them were really, really good. And I did enjoy it as well. If you don't want to use them on travel, I found it really good walking around the city. I don't really want noise-cancelling headphones in when I'm walking around the city, being aware of traffic and what's happening around you. So this was a really good way. I can still listen to music or a podcast, but I can still be very aware of the noise around me as well.
Oh, that's interesting. So, but then if you're playing something like, you've got a video call or you can live stream from them as well, can't you? So if you're watching something, then you would live stream them and it would go you could set it up to go to your Instagram. So you could do a live stream from there. That's incredible. But where does it go in front of your face? Like, if you're live, like if you're watching something, does it take up the whole of your vision? Do you have to be sitting still or can you?
No. So the cameras are on the outside of the lens. So there's one on each side, just above the lens. So there's no vision in the sunglasses, so you can't see what's happening, but people can watch what you're watching.
Wow, it's literally the world through your eyes, right?
Literally, yeah. Literally your eyes. So I had limited
Did you
fun
lower
with
them
it.
before you jumped in the pool? How much did you?
$449.
Right.
So, when it comes to sunglasses, like I always go Ray-Bans anyway. But yeah, I still use them. I'm unable to use the high-tech function. And that's what's kind of good, right? If you don't have to live stream, you can use them as regular sunglasses. They work as per normal, and they look great as well. These ones also have different colors you can choose from and styles. You can also choose a clear lens as well, if you don't want to have the sunglass option.
Yes, they're quite they're Ray-Bans and they're quite good looking Ray-Bans as well. So at least all is not lost. Also, you to make sure that. Okay, I'm going to kick in with my final one, and this is a look. I'm all about lip balm when you travel. That is my hot tip for everything: is always have lip balm near you. One in every pocket. It's really important when you're doing things like hiking or you're cycling, and you put an SPF in them as well. So I really do love. It's not. It is Burt's Bees, which is the American company that has everything based on honey and whatnot. So stuff. Yeah. But they have a really great SPF, and they also do a pomegranate one, which I only came to late to the party on that one. Oh, delicious! Absolutely delicious. If you're looking for a balm here in Australia, I got a recommendation for an organic one, which is also Australian made, and that is called Savannah, which is Suvana. Savannah. It's a certified organic pawpaw and honey balm lip balm, and you can get it in places like Whole Food shops and alternative grocers and places like that. And it's cheap, it's like $8. Buy 3, get you and throw them in your bag everywhere, because we put sunscreen all over our faces. We rarely put it on our lips, and I think that is a that is a problem of unprotected skin, especially when you're in the harsh environments, as underwater, or like you trekking through the jungles and climbing mountains, because that's okay.
Yes, that's definitely what I do. But no, I understand what you're saying. Like, speaking of someone from Scottish and Nordic descent, you need sunscreen everywhere.
Everywhere. And this is a good one to take a look at. And so what's up next on your tech must-haves?
Next one on my list is from 12 South, who are one of my favorite brands for tech stuff. They have an AirFly Pro. Now, what this is, it's a wireless adapter, so you can use your wireless headphones or earbuds into a headphone jack. So if you're on travel, think of airplane, in-flight entertainment, treadmills, things like that. You can plug it in and connect to your Bluetooth headphones. Multiple people can as well. So if you're,
I think that's what I like about that most. You can two people can use the same jack adapter to jump to the same thing together. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're on a flight and you want to watch a movie together, you don't have to like press play at the same time and it's out of sync, and you can just watch it on the one screen and have the audio going to the headphones at the same time. Creates a little bit of a nice little event on the plane.
If you've got two kids as well that are both using the one screen like an iPad or something, that's for working in that situation as well.
Yeah, definitely. Probably one of my best friends loves to make playlists when he goes on a flight. One for takeoff, one for landing.
No, really?
Yeah, it's strange.
No, but I love it.
Here's a little ritual. And this is one of those instances where, you would connect so you can both listen to that playlist together, which is fun. So it is relatively cheap. It's only $54.99. So it is, quite accessible as well. And you can get it in black or white if you're color conscious like me and everything has to be white.
Where can you get it?
So your usual JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman. They also stock it at Apple and Officeworks as well.
Right. So what I did have a little squizzeroonie at it. I did like the fact, like, if you give it to kids, then you don't have to listen to Baby Shark you and the rest of the...
Well,
Oh, my goodness. I did a flight not that long ago where before we'd even started taxiing, I'd heard it 4 or 5 times. And I thought, we were flying for 13 hours. I thought, this is going to be a very long flight if I have to do Baby Shark for 13 hours. But what I thought was really good about it was you can use it, like if you've got a rental car or a car that doesn't have, that you can't hook your phone up and then run Spotify through it, then you can use this as that intermediary. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's another bonus as well, and how you can use it at home as well if you have an older model car.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, that sounds really good. And I'm going to give you one more tech recommendation. And so shoot, hit me.
Save the best for last. I've saved the best for last because I know you love a good bag.
I love a good bag. I really, really do. Go on, hit me. Give me the bag.
So this is from Peak Design. It's their tech pouch. It is just amazing. I really like having a bag with many different compartments of varying sizes so you can Tetris everything in so it's all organized and fits where it should. Nothing will hopefully fall out and is really easily accessible as well. This one, what I think really drew me to it as well is that there is a strap. It does have a sling, so you can use it as a sling bag around your shoulder if you want to, and it does have anchor links as well, so you can attach it to luggage and things like that. So it's quite versatile. It's quite big. The 2-litre volume, it comes in black or sage. Doesn't work with my white theme, but that's okay. Love a good sage color.
It's basically a neutral, right? And I think this one's recycled nylon too, because I love finding out the recycling angles for these sorts of things. So I did a little Google of it because it's a carbon neutral company, and from San Fran, and everything's made in Vietnam, but it's made under a fair trade agreement. And also, Peak Design has a secondhand trading platform, but that doesn't. So you can resell your gear when you're done with it. But I'm not sure that works in Australia. How do you get them in Australia?
So you can purchase them here via Rushfaster. So that's rushfaster.com.au. They also have a very, very cool review video of when their team went to Bali in this, gorgeous tropical looking location. Not jealous at all. But yeah, they did a really good review video of it. So check that out as well if you can.
Yeah, I mean, Rushfaster in itself is just a great. If you're a bit of a bag hag like I am, I'm on there all the time because I just want to see what's happening in new gear. And the guys there do a really great job. They're based in Sydney as well, so you're not paying international shipping as well. So we've had some amazing products in there. We've got organic lip balm and reef safe sunscreen. You've had the Airfly Pro, which lets you convert headphone jacks into your own wireless. We've got those Ray-Bans that you dropped in the pool after one too many cocktails. Now I'm going to throw that in. A portable charger that I'm seriously eyeing off because I'm constantly without them. They either die, they slow down. I think I'm at just at end of life on them. And not to forget the Gypsea Loop Hair Tie Bangle, which is that awesome gold or silver bangle that you slip your hair tie into so it becomes a fashion statement instead of some skanky thing sticking on the side of your arm ruining all of your photos. And I've got to say, if you go onto the website onto Gypsea Loop, which is GYPSEA loop.com.au, you will see Tracy, who is the designer and the innovator for this, and she will show you the before photo, and she's holding a glass of wine and smiling at the camera, and she's got a hair tie around her arm, and then she's made a rollover. Then you go to the other photo and you see her holding the glass of wine in exactly the same, but the hair tie is on the bangle. And I tell you, I was like, I'm sold. So, and we've got a giveaway for that. So jump onto the Instagram, jump onto the website and see if you can win this really beautiful bangle, which will transform your travel photos, trust me.
And we'll put all the links mentioned above in the show notes, which you can also see at theworldawaits.au.
That's a wrap for The World Awaits this week. Click to subscribe anywhere you listen to your favourite pods. And where can people find you, Kirsty?
I'm at Kirsty Wrights on Instagram. That's KIRSTIE Wrights, WRITES. And where can people find you, Belle?
You can find me at globalsalsa.com or on Insta at global_salsa.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.